Hello guys, welcome back to another Warframe video. This time I'm going to be covering the Caustacyst, which is our new scythe weapon. Now this weapon is very unique in the charge mechanic area, which as you can see in the video that I've been using the charge mechanic in order to proc out the toxic stream of corrosive damage, because this weapon is corrosive skewed, which is really nice. So it just cuts down the armor and their health and whatnot. But what I noticed about this weapon, as you see me in the simulacrum here using it, is that there's a little bit of inconsistencies with the weapon as far as with the charge mechanic and whatnot, as far as it dealing the damage. At the same time, if you use weapons like an X-Cal or any frame that can make you do stealth finishers and whatnot on them, it's a little lackluster or inconsistent, because as you see here, I have to combine the charge mechanic, move in on them so it can hit them, and at the same time do a finisher on them, because if they stand in the pool, it opens them up to finishers, not only staggering them and dealing damage to them, which is good, but also at the same time, when you do the charge mechanic, the toxic, it will deal damage, status, and critical hits to any enemy who lingers in the toxic pool. So it will do one or three things. So it's not always you're gonna be proccing crit. It's not always you'll be dealing the damage, and it's not always you will deal the status. Now, since I've been charging it up, throwing it at them, I wanted to deal the status, because when they hit with the status proc, and at the same time when they're blinded, the stealth multiplier will kick in and it will deal the damage to them. This is where the inconsistent part comes in. When it's dealing either damage, status, or critical, it has to choose one of the three. It can't do all three. It has to do one or the other. Sometimes I'll deal damage instead of crit, or I'll do status instead of crit, or crit instead of damage. So it's a little 1 in a 3 chance you'll do one of those. So what I tend to do, you could probably want to say this is somewhat cheating the system somewhat. I'm combining the charge mechanic. It doesn't matter which one they give me, but at the same time I'm gonna do a finisher on them. Finisher damage deals a lot, and at the same time stealth mechanic in there as well, so it will give me more damage. And as you see at some part in this video, you will see me do a little bit of both, and I believe I range somewhere along the lines of a 51k crit, which is, you know, yellow, not red. But the point about it is I had to combine the two. So it's kind of on the inconsistent department as far as with doing the charge mechanic, trying to deal which type of damage as far as with status, damage, or crit. But overall, as far as with this weapon, it's really good. The only thing about it is that when you try and do a charge attack, if there are enemies shooting at you all over the place, you will get wrecked. So you gotta pick and choose your spots as far as you want to do the charge attack to deal with the toxic corrosive acid that is on the ground. It has innate punch through, which is really nice. So it's gonna go through not one but two. It can possibly hit 3 enemies if they're lined up right. So as far as with this weapon, I'm really liking it, but at the same time, if I'm gonna carry it into end game, I'm gonna have to play with it like how I just did right here in the simulacrum. I have to combine the charge with doing a finisher. So I'm trying to do both damages at the same time to try and take out that more heavier units. But all in all, this weapon is really nice, and at the same time, should you invest in it? It's kind of up to you. I probably go with a channel build, because when you do channeling, you deal more damage. As far as with this weapon, channeling is really good, so I suggest you use it.